7:45. What's up, homie? So warm up done. Keep in mind, like I always try to run through like a lot of like mobility heavy things in my warm up, right? Mobility is gonna be the thing that keeps the longevity going long term. I wanna be able to lift and run and do cool shit for a long time. That's where the mobility is coming from. And then even around the injury, I'm trying to do some sort of explosive work, at least well, you know, once a day. I think it's very important to keep within your program. That explosivity is going to transfer over into the other things that you do. For today, we're going to keep doing how we've been doing, working around the injury as best we can. Don't know, about a week and a half ago, almost 2 weeks ago now, I was running, twisted the fuck out of my ankle. It's been a rough time. It's actually fractured, I believe on like the outer, like the pinky bone coming out there. So it's been rough. It's been hard to apply pressure. I haven't been able to squat or deadlift in you know, over a week. But we are signed up for things. We have commitments to make, so there's still work to do, you know. So for today, around such injuries, we still got work to do. So my whole goal is going off of our plan here from our beautiful coach right now. It's gonna be, we got a heavy triple on bench press, and then we got 4 sets of 5 at RPE 8. So let's get it done. Wayne cake, birthday cake. Think cake, A, crazy, nigga play game like RK. As my weight's starting to build up, I've had a lot of difficulty with like forming a really good arch. I used to think it was just like I don't have enough mobility and blah blah, but I've been finding a lot, especially working with my new coach, because even coaches need coaches. I've been finding a lot that it was a lot of issues in my setup. It's not so much that my spine can bend the way it needed to. It's that in my setup, I would get a good arch and then I would lose it every time. The goal is to keep it as high as possible throughout the entire rep. And the bench has been blowing up recently. Like next block, I should be looking at 405, which will be a huge milestone for me in my just athletic career. Anyways. Woo! You see that shit? God, so the goal today was a triple at RPE 9, which all things considered, I'm very happy with whatever I just did right there. The most weight I've ever benched in my life has been 385, and the most I've ever lifted in competition was like 375, and I just matched that here 2 days ago. So the fact that I'm even still moving 365 for multiple reps is a huge win, when my best triple to date was been 355. I'm hurting, I'm sore, but gotta get into this back down work. Fuck. I didn't know, but gas got me down. It's got the cows. That's enough of the damn bench. I'm cooked. I'm super satisfied with how bench is going right now. Like a lot of the issues with the injury have been causing me to not, I won't say causing, all right, but I have a hard time being motivated to eat if I'm not training very hard. My appetite just really isn't there. I've always struggled with it. So in spite of me not really eating as much as I should be and still making really good progress on bench right now, couldn't be happier. All right, dump it. Got that number 40, my 40, fuck you. Look up on your daughter, fuck up in the water. All right, so back in the Jeep, or Nora, if you guys don't know, my baby. Successful workout, not too bad. Definitely pushed ourselves, but not too bad. I really need to get on top of my eating right now. That's like my biggest obstacle, but I kind of can't, again, with the appetite, because I'm not training as hard as I should be because of the injury. So just a lot of factors going on, but we're working our way back into it. I think injury, man, is just such a shit time, especially if you're not used to it. But a lot of that is going to come back to proper goal setting. And something I tell my clients all the time is like finding what are you motivated about versus what are you passionate about, because your motivation is going to go up and down all the time. Your motivation's never going to be there 100% of the time. So I don't like to focus on motivation personally. I like to focus on what is your passions. You know what I mean? What are you really passionate about? Right now, my biggest goal is I want to be a national champion in powerlifting, period. I also want to perform very well in a lot of my other shit, my hybrid activities. Because I have so much emotion, so much passion behind those goals, for me, and what I try to teach it, that it can be very simple to stay committed to the process because you know why. You have a stronger why than someone who's just going to be, damn, that shit is bright. There you go. That should be better. I try to attach myself to my passions rather than my motivation. Your motivation is never going to be there 100% of the time. You need to learn, what am I passionate about? What is my why? What is my reason for showing up and doing this thing? It's not even about fitness. That's just like a life skill. Why are you doing what you're doing? If you have a strong enough why, you're always going to show up. I tell my clients, you show up for a job you don't even like. You're putting in effort into a relationship that you don't even really want. And that's a generalization, but you get the idea. Why are you not committing that hard to something for yourself, something that you want to see? What is your why behind what you're doing? And that's just something that's always kept me going, what I keep with me. Question of the day is, do you think you can be overcommitted to your goals? I don't think so, not really. If they're your goals, if there's something you truly... San Antonio drivers, don't live here. No, but if you can be committed to something, I think there's a lot of power in that. I think a lot of people, you're going to find that they're going to get very insecure around you because of how passionate you are about what you're doing. Since when is it corny to give a shit about things that you care about, you know? That's like my dream goal, is helping everybody understand that it's not cool. You should commit and go all in on the stuff that you really care about, the shit that gets you motivated, why you wake up in the morning. And if you don't have those reasons, as I once didn't, I think you owe it to yourself to find it, or at least try. You gotta experiment, you gotta play around with different concepts and things like that to find like where everybody has a community, you know what I mean? I think it's something I'm learning as I get older. Everybody has a community. You have somewhere where you are welcome and wanted and valuable. You know, I mean, people want to learn and you can mentor and things like that, but you got to find your area, your spot. Now, and something like fitness, everybody, not an excuse, man, woman, child, you should be in the gym. You should be working out in some way, shape, or form. But it doesn't have to be the gym. It doesn't have to be powerlifting. It can be running. It can be yoga. It can be whatever floats your boat. You know what I mean? But everybody should have some foundations in strength training, resistance training, sort of deal. And again, you expand that to life. It doesn't have to, all this shit isn't about the gym. You know what I mean? I was talking to my clients today. Why are you working for the body that you're working for? Nobody cares about abs directly. They care that they have abs on the beach and girls pay attention to them. You know what I mean? What is your why behind it? Nobody cares about deadlifting 1,000 pounds. When I deadlift that much weight, it makes me feel confident. It makes me feel good about myself. It's the background reason, the deeper reason. And just to a larger point, like emotions around training are much harder than people realize. I tell people, like, a lot of my job is not just the training and like what program to follow and what to eat, but it's helping you manage your emotions and learning how to manage your emotions. I think that's a very difficult part of training. How do you show up when you don't want to? How do you do really hard things like a PR or max And although like maybe someone like me or similar people to my story might find it rather easy because they've just been through such hard stuff, there's also people that fortunately have never had to go through such dark things. And I don't think that you should to learn those skills, but also again, people are just coming from different walks of life. The goal within not only like my training organization but stuff like that is just to make sure people is to help people learn that they do really have so much more in the tank than they realize. A lot of people have never been told like they're worth more, they're capable of more, that somebody believes in them, you know what I mean? That's a fucking big deal. It's also the caliber of people I think you keep around you, right? It's also the caliber of people that you keep around you, right? Like if you hang around a bunch of unmotivated, doing drugs, only worried about girls or boys, you know, then that's the shit that you're only going to be focused on, because that's the environment that you choose to surround yourself with. I'm not saying you should switch up on your friends, but again, your mentality does bleed into everything. You know what I mean? I joined a training program. If I was working with a coach, as I do right now, I want them to expect more from me than I really have for myself. That's kind of the whole reason. It's kind of the whole point. So, thoughts of the day. Anyways, we're home. I'll be keeping up with these videos a lot more going forward. The goal is to drop one of these like once every like 1 or 2 weeks or so, to kind of keep you guys up to date with the training and the journey and injuries and stuff like that. So should be a pretty good time. Like, follow, subscribe. Thanks for being here.